So I've gotten a few comments under some of my videos recently asking about how people can get into operating system development. And I thought I'd just make a quick video talking about how I got into OS development. And I'd also be linking like a bunch of resources down in the description below. So if you don't want to watch this video and hear my thoughts, then just go to the description, click on those links, and I provided all the resources down there. But I think before you start writing any code or do anything, probably the first thing you want to do or figure out is what you actually want to do, like what your goal is, right? Do you want to write an OS from scratch, like a bootloader and everything like that, for like an educational experience or because you're interested in these software parts, or do you just want to make, like a graphics, like a graphical framework or a unique scheduling algorithm or something like that, right? Figure out what you actually want to do, since a lot of people will start on operating system projects and they'll get pretty far into it and they still haven't done anything they actually wanted to do, because in reality they just wanted to write like a GUI or a desktop, or maybe like some unique file system, but they're stuck writing interrupt handlers and using like virtual memory and things like that, right? And there are tools out there that are like microkernels built for educational purposes for people to use and play with and modify for their own purposes, so they can get to where they want to be uh, when they're writing code, when they're writing like operating system software, I guess, right? But yeah, assuming you do want to write an actual operating system from scratch, from you know, like maybe just the bootloader and up, which is what I did. I used Grub, and everything else I did by myself mostly. Uh, you want to learn a lot of assembly. You want to know how to manage stack memory, pointers, system interrupts, things like that. You want to know a little bit of embedded systems and how to write software that interfaces directly with the hardware. And that's that knowledge is, or that experience is never bad to have, since it's essentially what you're going to be doing with an operating system. And obviously you want to learn OS development and OS concepts and ideas and theory. You don't have to read like an entire textbook on it, though those things exist, right? You don't have to take a college course if you don't want to, unless you're making like a product or something, which I assume you're not. I assume you're just here just for like educational, or you know just out of your own interest, right? Like as a hobby. But I'll link to a video that gives like a basic overview of a lot of operating system concepts that I watched a while back and helped me nail down some concepts for me. But yeah, once again, writing an operating system, you can go as deep or as, I guess, light or high as you want. You could do everything from scratch and make a functional GUI desktop with a browser and networking and all those sorts of bells and whistles, or you can just make a kernel that boots up and prints hello world to the screen, and that's it. I think either way, you're still probably gonna learn a lot, and it'll probably make you a better programmer. At least it has for me. And you're probably, here's another thing. You're probably also gonna visit OS Dev a lot, which is like a website for OS development, and it has a bunch of pages and documentation on different hardware devices, emulators, OS theory, as well as a forum for you to, ask questions and look at other people's problems and see if anybody else had the same problem as you 5 years ago, right? It's probably going to be one of the first places you look to for help if you get stuck on something or you don't know how to do something. But yeah, the great thing about operating systems is that you can start pretty much anywhere and you can end pretty much anywhere. You don't need to, you don't need to do everything from scratch if you don't want to. You don't need to. You could write, as much or as little as you want. I mean, you could, if you really want to, you can just do like Linux kernel programming, or you could write some Linux utility that gives you like a sort of peer into like the OS, I guess, ecosystem or software world. Since you're doing a lot of the same work that would be done in typical OS work, which there really is no, like, operating systems envelop a large, diverse, I guess, a large diverse set of, software domains and skills and things like that. So, yeah, just write whatever you want and make sure you have fun while doing it. There are a lot of weirdos online, not with like operating systems in particular, but just software in general, that will make something cool or interesting, but they'll try to turn it into some sort of nerd dick measuring contest by, saying, oh, mine does this that yours doesn't, or I wrote this from scratch when you didn't, and it's like, these people need to be shoved in like lockers and given swirlies or something. But that's off topic. Just don't be a dick and have a big ego online, or else people are gonna dislike you. Uh, I mean, have fun, write what you want to write. That's the great thing about operating systems, is that you have a lot of freedom to do whatever you want to do. You can make your own language, your own bootloader, and make your own compiler and all those different things, right? Or you can just boot up like some microkernel that prints a funny message you want to the screen. That's at least some experience that I think a lot of people will learn from. So yeah, that's about it. I might make more videos like this where I just talk about things that I find interesting, or that I just want to talk about and give my thoughts on. If people like them, I'll make more. If they don't, I mean, still my channel, I'll just throw them out every now and then, you know. But yeah, thanks for listening, and have a good day.